Hey, hey, hi ho, my little Buddhas. Why I called you Buddhas? Because online games world, it's like Tibet. And in Tibet we have a lot of peasants, we have a lot of workers, we have a lot of guys, and like 1% of monks. Monks, like in Shaolin monastery, they do some meditation stuff, staying on heads and something like this. So some of these monks, they actually come to enlightenment. They become Buddhas. And online games, it's quite the same stuff. In online games, we have a lot of commercial games right now. You know, in previous times, like 20 years ago, when Ultima Online just released, it was different. You know, Ultima Online, it's still the most interesting online game. It's the most interesting RPG. It has the most, it has huge amount of options for gameplay. You could do a lot of stuff there. More than in World of Warcraft, EverQuest, Black Desert and other games. 20 years passed and we still do not have Ultima Online 2. We still do not have something new. We do not have new generation of online games. Why? It's very simple, because online games is just new money bag for people who earn money. Online games become place where greedy guys getting money. It's business. Online games become business. Previously, at the beginning of game development, all games was just a hobby for programmers. So actually programmers, they made games not to sell them, but they made games to play themselves and all other players, other people. So these programmers, they had huge computers like this room or even house, home, huge computers with such magnetic lens, and they programmed games for themselves because they just figured out new games and they created it. They do not sell them, didn't sell them. Later on, game development started and people started to sell games, and it was still okay because, for example, Richard Garriott, creator of Ultima Online, he had soul in his games. He created games not because he wanted to earn a lot of money, because he is from rich family, you know, his father is astronaut. No, Richard Garriott made games because he loved this, and it's a big difference. Right now, the most online games are made because of profit which developers want to receive, which the publishers want to receive. You know, it's quite funny that if you would see around, you would find just huge amount of clones of World of Warcraft. So World of Warcraft for more than 10 years still best roleplay model. I mean, roleplay model like parents roleplay model for children. So every guy who played a bit in World of Warcraft, he thought, wow, let me create my own World of Warcraft. He took money from investment, he took common team of programmers, and he created clone of World of Warcraft. And for these 20 years, you know, from Ultima Online times, we still do not have any new progress in gameplay, in online games gameplay, actually. It's a big problem. Why? Because a lot of shitty games around. That's why. Your health. So, what I'm talking right now, last time I showed you TomNet, online roguelike game. And this is indie, pure indie game. It's not even indie, it's like underground, you know. I see three types of online games right now. Commercial games, it's first branch. Commercial games, it's like 95% of games, commercial games. Then, like 4%, it would be indie games. It's games which made by indie developers. They try to create good games, but they still looking for money. They want to become rich, these indie guys, you know? And it's nothing bad in it. It's better than commercial, of course. And they have new ideas. Indie games, you could see a lot of indie teams. New games like Star Citizen, like Albion Online, even we could call it indie, and a lot of more of them. So, but these games, they're very niche, and not much people play it. Also, EVE Online, I would call EVE Online also indie game, but very popular one. So, and third branch, it's how we call it, because I just realized that there are three branches. Non-commercial games, let's call it like this. And it's very rare thing. Non-commercial games, it's like Tamnet or another roguelikes games, because roguelikes, and most of them not commercial at all. So in online games, we doesn't have much non-commercial. In online games, it's very rare thing, because it's like a trend to earn money right now in online games. But Tamnet, which I call the most interesting but complex, of course, online game, you have to pay to receive fun, to understand beauty of this game. You need to pay your time to understand this game, to understand how to play it. It's very hard, but yeah, it's a cost which you have to pay. So third branch, it's non-commercial games. It's games where developers developing games because they like it, because they want to make game interesting, because they want to play it themselves. It's big difference, you know. As I said at the beginning of era of games, first games was created by developers for themselves, and they didn't sell it, and it still exists, but exists very rare. It's like less than 1% of online games, or games, just whatever. So, but they exist. Why Tamnet and another roguelikes games, but Tamnet is the most interesting online game. Why Tamnet is so interesting? Why it's the most interesting online game. You have huge amount situations, you have huge amount of options, abilities. It's just endless gameplay. Why this game so interesting? Because it's developed by guys who do not earn to get money. They do this game, they develop this game because they like to play it, they like to develop it. It's like open source, you know, open source gaming, open source game development. We could call it like this, because yes, this game has open sources. And commercial games like World of Warcraft, Lineage, such rubbish, all commercial games, they right now stuck at this stage of development of World of Warcraft. They still didn't get farther than Ultima Online, and I don't think they would go farther in next 5 years or something like this. They have huge resources. They have resources, billions of dollars. This game, it hasn't resources at all. It has 5 people who develop it, but it's beautiful and it's better than this billions dollars commercial rubbish. It's interesting paradox in online games development. I'm talking only about online games because single player has some different aspects, and I play only online games and I learn only online games. It's my job to write about them, to make videos, analytics, and and other stuff. So what I want to tell you guys, try Tamnet and you would understand what I'm talking about. But as I said in the beginning of the video, why I said you, hello my little Buddhas. Online game world, it's like a Tibet. Most of the people, 90%, they are peasant workers, whatever. And they play commercial games. 4% left, they do some monk stuff. And less than 1%, they actually enlighten. They actually would become Buddhas one day maybe. Here the same. I understand that most people, they wouldn't understand beauty of roguelikes. They wouldn't understand beauty of Tamnet, online roguelike game. I could tell you that it's the most interesting online game because I tried all online games for all these 20 years. You could trust me or not, but I tell truth. I believe in what I tell, and yeah. So you have two pills, red and blue one, to try and not to try. But I understand that the most people, they wouldn't get it. You know, all people can't become Buddhists. They can't. Buddha, it's very rare thing. And I'm very happy if someone of you would be enlightened with this game. Someone of you would understand good games and would recognize this commercial branch is rubbish. So if you do so, I think if even one people would understand it, I'll be very happy. It would be success, my success of this video of my life. Yeah. So I hope that you guys would become Buddhists. Thank you very much. It was Tangar GameGlaz. Bye bye.